All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Magma Cup. This is Groshk with you once again,
Go with Grendel.
and this is Grendel. We got about 2 minutes left before the match starts. We got a pretty nice looking match rolling up on us. We got Hydra with Rekla, Viraste, Aziri, Satalis, and Gallowglass with Terces, Ferg, Vizath, and Sabian. So, looks like nobody's really having too much of a problem getting their teams together.
That's very nice to see. And me and Alan have touched on this before, but GG on paper is a very scary team.
Yeah, it's very melee heavy, but that translates to a lot of really consistent heavy damage.
I think the key to this match is going to be how well Ferg and Vizath can control the field, and how well Scatalus can keep them blind.
And Terces is a Crusader now.
Yeah, he's a Crusader now, yes.
Well, that's interesting. He was what, Samurai when he was first
And then he went
drafted,
Shukenja, and now he's a
Shukenja.
Crusader.
So that's interesting.
And
I guess he liked. I mean, I guess he could have gone Crusader for completely non-ACFL reasons, but
I wonder if Alan went tactically this way, or he just Renthos was not available.
either one is possible.
Keep in mind, Sabian also has Rake, so they have 3 blinds.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, basically every bard in ACFL has Rake at this point, so.
Yes, this is quite true. And we're off. Looks like Scorn's actually watching now.
Alright, looks like we got just some basic,
Setting up, pretty much.
get your Charmies, get your mounts, hide your wives.
It looks like Renthos is online. He just, I guess, wasn't used.
Does Terces have Holy Smite? Is that a concern?
I believe he does. But there's not that much spell damage on that team without Renthos.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Hydra's got a good team no matter who they run. It just depends. I said, if
Looks
they're
like everyone's hitting someone else completely different.
if they're concerned about, the combination of Holy Smite and Bard songs, that kind of mitigates the damage a little bit.
Looks like Ferg is trying to kill Scatalus.
Did we get any, I don't think we got any Bacalai bites off, did we?
No, they hit him immediately. It's just like a slugfest at this point.
It's I mean, that's what happens with all the melee. You just see a lot of damage coming down. And Terces is throwing out the charges and things like that. Human Crusader I thought was pretty powerful when we ran it. Yin Crusaders just kind of better.
Yeah.
You just add up the extra melee. Yeah, saves is potentially an issue, but I don't think that's going to come into play too heavily against this particular lineup from...
It looks like there's not much strategy going out right now, just doing as much damage as possible to the other team.
I mean, the strategy is, trying to get on the right targets and things like that, but there's...
And obviously, Hydra has more healing potential, so...
That's just kind of a funny...
Way more healing potential.
Yeah. But that's just kind of a funny byproduct of these two lineups, is that it's mostly just a game of positioning, and any spells that are getting thrown out really are just going to be kind of hoping for lucky dispels or things like that, and that's not things we're going to see from the stands.
And we haven't seen any of their rakes being used yet, so it looks like they're saving them. Veristai wasn't red, so it looks like he might have to go heal up a bit. He's back in yellow now.
Team seems like they're trying to choke too much. Although they both have the
As
option to do so.
Harry gets choked.
Of
As you're
course.
about to say that.
Of course. Way to prove me a liar, guys. God. But both teams just kind of dancing around each other and healing up, it looks like. Like you said, Hydra does have the healing advantage by a pretty wide margin, actually. So any delays are going to favor them.
Zaf chokes his Harry again. I mean, I wouldn't. I would just try to keep S Harry down. So this is the only bard, and I don't know, targets Catalyst or Virustai. Maybe.
It's going to be
It's hard to say who to target on Hydra when Renthos isn't on out there.
I mean, I kind of want to say you would target Virustai just because that would maybe be
Easier to stun.
yeah, either Virustai or Citalis. I think it'd be a strange call to go for the Shadow Knight, but
They went after his charger, so that's very interesting.
yeah, I mean that's just so that you can kind of if you get stuck on him, you can G-con him. Gives you the option to choke him. It takes away his option to charge. I mean, it does reduce his overall damage output as well because you don't get the mounted bonus.
Agreed. And he's probably leading, so well, he has to be for Flash not to hit his charger.
So anything you can do to put pressure on him is going to make his job harder. There's a Perforate onto Aziri, so it looks like that's going to be their main target. Presumably you would perforate the person that you're going to be trying to focus your damage onto.
The Zaf dips in the red.
Oh yeah, he's taking some huge hits. But so is Citalis. Maybe not quite as bad on that end.
Yeah, everyone's just seeing everyone because they're all blind from Flash.
At this
Versailles in red too.
At this point, it's just a bloodbath.
This basically is a 4v4 BB, guys. I mean, that's sort of what you feel like when you play against KCS too, though, right? Like, they're just BB.
Generally, what I feel like when I play against KCS is a lot of hatred and frustration, generally directed your way.
Yeah, I know, man. I was waiting how long it'd take before such a comment was made. Looks like they're just healing at this point.
Everybody's kind of swapping out gear, swapping out recipes.
Pizath is still in red. He went into a shield.
A fine alloy shield, really? Are you serious?
Look, a shield is a shield, okay?
You're in the ACFL, man. Somebody buy that guy an Arcanium shield. God.
It's not like you got shield disarmed or anything.
Golly. Somebody give that boy some money.
Who was that invoker that used, like, Seamus gear? Was that Kimpaz?
Probably.
Yeah.
He would. I mean...
And then he later went to Silk Seal. Looks like they're trying to target Reclaw, but I don't think this is very effective.
Yeah, I don't...
No, everyone's just on everyone. Forget I said anything like that.
I mean, Vizath looks like he's taken the worst beating out of anybody, but it really seems like damage is just getting spread around a lot.
Yeah. You think this is just they're blind so much on Flash, or they're just rusty?
Yeah, I mean, I think
tactics.
I think everybody's getting flash blinded, and then if you're when you're getting flashed like that, as long as you're doing damage and you're not taking too much damage, you kind of just tend to sit on them and try and get some stuns down and just stay put.
Okay, this tick is very important because Rekla and his Harry are both down right now. And they woke Rekla. You should just assume everyone in the league is light sleeper at this point.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to think about that, but it's a brand new world. It's an interesting world we live in when Light Sleeper is a mandatory merit.
Yeah, I know.
But we
It's
got
probably
some.
the longest we've gone in a match without trying the potential fly cap.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's no good way with this many hitters to grab the flag because then you just have 3 hitters on you and you die.
This area's choked again. Looks like they're trying to focus Rekla. I don't know. When I fight assassins, I always try to kill the assassin first.
There is some merit in it I can see, which is that. All right, so you're going to choke out Aziri because you don't want him Song of Healing and all that. And then Cytalis and Virus both have Sneak and Hide, so they're going to be a little harder to track down and actually finish off.
Yeah.
Whereas Rekla, obviously Shadow Knights don't have any way to actually
He's also
hide.
probably the group leader, so I guess
Exactly.
maybe they feel like the rest of the team would just run around without him.
Definitely makes it a little more difficult if you have to try and regroup or try and stick around without regrouping. But I think that's what the idea is. Those two don't have Sneak and Hide, so you can kind of follow him and choke him, or not choke him, but follow him and track him down a little easier.
And they're still focusing Rekla Steve. So. Steve is down.
It also helps that it kind of keeps him from, if he's going to be rescuing people anyway, then you're going to end up hitting him to begin with. So you might as well just go after him from the outset.
Yeah. Okay, so this has lasted a long time. I think at some point blesses and mana becomes a factor.
Eventually, but
Cytalis is taking a crap ton of damage.
So is Ferg. Vazath is looking okay again, but both the assassins are feeling pain.
Vazath dips in the red too. Just everyone's taking damage.
Except for Aziri, because Aziri.
He's in yellow. He takes some.
Aziri, everybody else takes damage, and Aziri takes snaps.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like if Rentals was played, this match would be completely different with the cones.
I mean, yeah, it would be a very different match. I don't know that. I'm not sure who it would favor necessarily, but
Shaping gets choked.
It would definitely alter the pace of the match a bit.
Agree. Virus is back in white. Rekla's in white.
Virus gets disarmed right before dropping a blizzard, which is 2 rounds of lag.
Sabian's still in white too.
And honestly, I'm not sure why he's blizzarding in the first place. I've never been a fan of.
In ACFL.
Yeah, I mean it's just so mana hungry.
I mean the only way I think about it is to prevent you from getting choked from someone walking in the room. But that's a very mana intensive way of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it does have some value keeping you from getting choked, but other than that, it's only real use, in my opinion, is just trying to block a flag capture by pulling them off of it.
Interrupting. Or maybe spell damage on, I guess, someone. Harry's in red now.
Sabian is red. Looks like Gallowglass is starting to run out of steam.
Looks like Rekla is out of Sank Potions because people are giving him Sank Potions. Maybe he didn't fireproof.
I mean, even Aziri has actually hit red now, so.
Yep. I feel like that's one of the problems with Gallowglass. Like, they have a lot of steam at the beginning, but then once they lose it, they seem a little, I don't know, lost.
Well, Sabian takes a choke.
When did he dip in the red? That's crazy. Fairside's back in white. Yeah, I would just try to kill Scatalis at this point.
I mean, I think they're trying to kill anybody they can now. It's just
Sabian Wimpies. I mean, if Vazath is healthy enough, he does have access to Entwine.
And
but 2 rescues on Hydra also prevents that too. So Talos is just spamming Flash.
Zeri pulling off the shield, so it looks like he's swapping over to dual wielding,
Ferg
trying to
wouldn't
get
be
on
as
somebody.
well. And Ferg is dead.
Alright.
Rekla should be going for a cap right now.
First
and
blood
he
goes
is.
to Hydra, and yep, Rekla goes straight across the map to the flag room.
I know we've said this before on cast, but I feel like the really excellent ACFL teams know exactly when to go for the cap.
It definitely...
Experience helps
yeah.
a lot. Looks like they're just fighting. Well, Rekla's in combat, so maybe. Tertius gets dispelled.
Whoa!
Ooh, that hurts a lot.
Painful. Alright, apparently what I said about Yin saves not mattering.
I mean, it's probably just luck, to be honest. Veristai taking some damage. Scatalis Wimpy. Rekla picks it up.
And that should translate into
I mean, they're all pretty hurt. They could maybe kill him if they get grouped together. Zath has a they entwine Scatalis. There's only one person on him, though.
Yeah, if there's nobody on him, then
Terces isn't in the room.
Tying yourself up.
Or Sabian.
Alright, yeah, that
was a waste, you know.
Did not do a whole lot.
In theory, you would have killed him, but since he was the only one in the room. Veristai is choked. Sarah's just going to rooster him. Or he's going to Rekla to heal.
Yeah, I mean, if Aziri goes to rooster, then, you know, he's abandoning Rekla, so it's...
Yeah. Well, they're trying to get on Rekla. The Scatalis can still flash.
And Rekla is unmounted, so Sabian's trying to trip him now.
But he used a fly potion. There's the rooster. Terces is taking a lot of damage. Terces and Wimpy. As Harry's just spam rescuing them across.
And that's,
And Scatalis actually dies.
Okay. So now
that helps a bit because there's no
flash. There's no there's no skill blinds at all.
Yeah. I mean, Harry still has Rake, I guess, but
if it hasn't been
I wouldn't use it in this scenario, though, if they're all dying already.
But yeah, without any skill blinds, Choke could come in to play pretty heavily.
Terces needs to get on Rekla. He's at the 10.
Yeah, it's...
Rekla's going to get across, probably. Unless they choke us, Harry.
Yeah.
Blue goal line. Sabian and Wimpy. He's going to score.
Yeah, there's going to be a rescue.
No, he doesn't even need one. Terces, Wimpy. All of GG's and Wimpy. But Ferg should be out soon, if I'm correct. As Harry is choked.
Now, if...
Would you go for another cap at this point? I don't think so. They're too hurt, right?
I don't know.
It's hard to say. Because Ferg is coming out.
I think you kind of have to, just to see if you can get it across, and to force a death.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if Ferg gets out, and Ferg and Vizath can get some double, you know, really make use of the double choke, then Gallowglass could start a comeback.
Oh, GG's. As Harry rakes, it missed.
So, that's a bit of good news for Gallowglass.
But they're all pretty defensive and healing. You know, I think they're just stalling for Ferg.
And my dogs have decided to make some noise. Alright. Everybody's swapping back in and out of gear. Aziri goes down. And Ferg is out. And
he goes immediately onto Rekla. But he doesn't have the flag, so he can still...
Is Rekla an offensive? Is he...
He might be trying to die. And they will go on.
Man, that was a lot of damage he just took.
Parasites and Wimpy. I feel like maybe Ferg should just maybe go cap. Because they're all on Wimpy.
I I could see value in that. You have flash, so folks can't.
I mean, yeah, Ferg is in white, and Ferg's white is like 8,000 HP. So.
Yeah, I mean that's.
It looks like they're just content with doing melee in the flag room. So.
All right. Aziri goes down.
Aziri down.
Sabian is pretty damn hurt. Gallowglass needs to slow their roll, though, here. They need to space these kills out a little bit, give themselves room to work.
Looks like they are running away a little bit.
And see, this is where the double choke comp can really come into play.
I would choke Rek'La right now, if possible. He's going to try to interrupt.
This is where choke shines. Once you establish board control, you can really hang on to it with the chokes. Sometimes it's rough getting yourself into a spot to do that, but once you have it, it's...
Ferg should not be flashing. He should be trying to cap.
Rek'La finally goes down, though.
They need the cap now.
And yeah, they're going to have to speed these 3 caps.
Or Tercy's pick. I mean, it's fine. I mean, in theory, like... You could just keep people choked that walk into the...
Yeah, they could 3-cap this. It's definitely
possible. In theory, yeah.
Especially with the double chokes. Satalis is out. Looks like he was going to try and delay.
He was interrupting the cap.
But it's too late for that.
Well, I think Terces was trying to cap, and then he couldn't, so someone else should do it. Like... See how much time they're wasting not capping right now?
Well, Terces has the flag.
Oh, did he take it? My bad.
He has the flag, so Satalis got out there too late.
My bad, I didn't see it.
And looks like Gallowglass has decided to...
Run it across.
Suicide one of their guys.
Mm-hmm. You mean Hydra?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Virus
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought... Virus was on Gallowglass for a second.
It's been a while.
Alright. So now Virus is still on the board. Satalis is out.
Ferg and Vizaz just, after the second cap, should go into the flag room and try to keep them choked.
They should definitely... I mean, try and pile on Satalis, but if he's just in there hiding, then there's really not much you can do. And so what you really need to do is probably...
Ferg is nowhere near them.
Just try and kill Virus. They
need to make sure Terces doesn't die either, though. Because Virus is on Terces. And Terces dies. That's bad.
That is really, really terrible for Gallowglass, because that basically delays them an entire flag capture.
I mean, I think at this point, that might have cost them the match.
Virus does go down.
Ferg should not be there. He should be capping. Because they lost the point, so he needs to go cap ASAP.
And he needs to be... He's got the most health, and he's got the ability to just choke anybody that tries to come slow him down.
That too.
Anybody coming into the room, he can be spamming choke for him, and that's an inherent advantage as a choker when your opponent has to come to you.
I feel like there's some sort of... Oh, okay, so... There's like some sort of thing in the arena where people don't feel like assassins are viable flag carriers, but they are.
Alright.
Everyone's just choking each other.
And see...
Ferg is not capping.
No.
I think he's waiting for Sabian, but
I think
in a match like this, you can't really delay the cap.
No, there's just no time for it.
And he finally picks it up. I don't know that he needs to be in a shield since no one's out, but I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
It's interesting that...
Well, we'll see. Rek'La and Asheri should be out soon. Probably this tick.
Which means they really have to kill Satalis.
Asheri's out. Rek'La's probably out now.
Sakalis.
Rekla is out. Vazath is in Wimpy still.
I mean, if they're not able to control the board with choke, then this is pretty much going to spell game over for them.
If Vazath dies, I would say this match is over.
Right. Looks like Rekla's gotten onto Verg. Satalis is... I'm not sure. Aziri is going after Vazath now, though. And Ferg gets disarmed, but also rescued. And Vazath does go down, and that's...
And Sabian dies. That should be the match. Unless Ferg can do some magic. Well, it will take them a while to kill Ferg, at least. By a while, I mean like a tick. But
yeah, that's... There's no way to come back from that. Ferg can't survive against 3 people for any length of time.
He'll stall 1 tick, but that's it. Ferg is not even... Sank dropped. Rekla takes it, as he should. This should be a 3-0 for Hydra.
That's what it's looking like. And, but I mean, it was pretty hairy for a minute there.
Yep.
Gallowglass definitely had room to bring it back and get that the 3-0 or 3-1 final score, I guess, but the 3 run of flags. But
they did pretty well. I think they should go look over the cast again, maybe, and then go discuss what went wrong and fix it for next time.
I'm not sure if they were trying to get the chokes off and just couldn't because of the sneak and hide and all that. But awesome. I mean, like I said, it can
now
be.
Everyone's out, so.
But yeah, there's nothing at this point. Nobody will be out in time to do anything.
Hydra is very hard to deal with all the healing as well. So.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the.
Yeah, I know you're quite familiar with it. I'm quite familiar with them too.
It's it can be a really frustrating strategy to play against. I mean, just it's literally just like beating your head against a wall.
Yeah. You don't get many chances against Hydra, so when it comes your way, you need to take it.
Of course. Yeah, if fighting brutes and Hydra is like beating your head against a wall, fighting KCS is like having a wall beat your head.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. KCS does a crap ton of damage. You remember that thing 2 seasons ago where Zula died in like 3 rounds?
I remember that happening in a couple of seasons, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that
are you to be available tomorrow, or are you gonna? I don't know if it's available.
I will not be available to cast tomorrow. I will be at work all night.
Okay. And I will not be casting because I'll probably be fighting. So Alan will probably go solo and find someone. I don't know.
He better.
I mean, it's Quicksilver. Let's hope they show up.
If it's Quicksilver, then I guess there's no point.
Maybe they'll show up. I don't even know who's on Quicksilver anymore. Nazarin?
I don't think Quicksilver knows who's on Quicksilver, so...
I don't think Ambrose knows who's on Quicksilver.
I mean, Flyke runs that team anyway, so why would he?
What? Oh, those blows.
Oh...
I haven't seen Flyke on either. I guess he's just chilling.
I mean, that's the case with most of the owners. I think half of us don't actually play the game anymore, so...
Yeah. Except during ACFL season.
Well, yeah.
And that's the match.
A clean 3-0 for Hydra.
Albeit it took a while.
Yeah, it's not a very surprising result, but it was...
That's what you get when you fight Hydra, pretty much.
They make you really feel the pain. feel the loss.
Oh yeah. It's like we're sort of close. Oh wait, they're all back in white already. Pretty much.
All right. Well, I think that about does it for tonight. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Don't forget to upload the cast because Alan forgets sometimes.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna forget. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But looks like there's 2 more weeks full of Magma Cup, guys. So tune in every night of the week for 2 weeks apparently.
Every night of the week.
That's how it's going. So enjoy and good night.
Good night.